Hi everyone, welcome to Garden and Zen. In this video, I'm going to be propagating a Daphne odora, I think it is, or James Pride, one of the two. They kind of all look the same, but the one thing to know about this plant is that it's prized for its fragrance. It is absolutely amazing. And this particular kind of Daphne is the one that blooms throughout the summer. It is also winter hardy to zone 7. Well, in reality, I actually go by zone 5 because the weather here where I live can dip below 0 for a few days quite often, and there's also a wide range of temperature differences throughout the day. Like sometimes it can drop as much as 50 degrees, and I kid you not. But anyway, the weather here is kind of weird. If this survived, then it will survive pretty much anywhere as long as you take good care of it. Now, the one thing to know about this plant also is that it's really finicky. It can just decide to die on you for no reason, even though you've been doing the same thing for many years. But anyway, so the reason why I'm doing this is because this branch broke off the main plant, and so I want to propagate it. Now, this is the first time I'm going to be doing this one, and I'm gonna make this video and then update you on later ones to see how well I was able to do it. So this one is still pretty much doing well. You have a little growth right there. Anyway, I'm hoping that it'll do well. So the first thing, and here's another one too. This one looks pretty bad. Look at it. I mean, it's like super dry, right? But it's got this, and it's a good color. And it's got, I don't know if you can see it here because my camera is not really focusing. Anyway, there's little shoots on the side. So that's a good sign for this plant. When considering where to plant this, you gotta make sure that you find something that provides good drainage. This plant does not like to be in a pool of water. It likes good drainage, and this small pot is perfect because it's got a lot of holes. So I'm gonna just first clean this up, and then I'm gonna start adding some soil. Now, the one thing that when considering what kind of soil you use or where you plant a Daphne of any kind, it has to be something with a lot of organic matter. The other thing to consider also is to mix the soil now with sand. See that white stuff? I pre-mix this with sand. I usually have a container. I use that, and I always fill it up with like a pre-mixed soils and other ingredients. So in this one, I have compost, and it looks really dry, but I have compost and I have sand. Now, the other thing that I also have seen in videos is that Daphnes like potassium. So I'm going to be mixing like bone meal also, and it also likes a little bit of slightly acidic soil. Now, for this, I don't have to worry about that right now because this is going in a mixture that is already pre-done. So I'm not going to add any bit of extra acidity to the soil because it's already pre-mixed. But if you at home are deciding to do this, then just make sure that you use compost, mix it up with sand, but it's not clay sand because that's too fine. You want something that is going to allow for water to drain through, and so you use the construction sand is the one that you use for something like this. Okay, so the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to wet my soil. So that provides good drainage, as you can see, and that's when you want to make sure that it does, because Daphnes do not like to be lodged in water. They like moisture, but they don't like to be super wet. So For now, I'm just going to put it underneath this tray. The other thing that I also have in hand is rooting powder, and I use this brand, but any kind of brand really works. The rooting powder has certain ingredients that enhances the growth of roots, hence the name, rooting powder. So what I'm going to do is, once I start trimming the branches right here, and I'm going to show you how, then I'm going to just dip it in there. And I have this little container that I got one year for my birthday. Let's see what other kind of tool I have in here. I have that, my safety glasses, and I have a few of those. So okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get 3 from here. Okay, so I'm going to cut it right here. Put this inside the water again so it doesn't go into shock. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to move up a little bit because it doesn't really have like a healthy color of green. I'm going to see if maybe, I don't know why on earth this thing is not focusing very well. Anyway, it doesn't look very healthy. I mean, it is green, but I like it to be bright green. So I'm going to move up a little bit and cut it right here. See? I'm not too happy about that color. So what I'm looking for is for it to not look like it's kind of dying. Because remember I said that this one broke off the tree, the bush, right? And so I want to make sure that if I'm going to be doing this, there you go. It looks nice and green and healthy. Okay. So then next, I'm going to take off some of these little branches right here. So it looks nice and healthy. Because I'm going to take some of the little branches right here, and what's going to happen is that these right here are going to start to grow some roots. Okay. So once I've done that, I'm going to just dip it in the rooting hormone. Just like this, really simple. And I'm going to shake off the excess, right? And then I'm going to make a little hole here, and I'm going to dip it in, and I'm going to cover it. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other two. See, this is where you can see that it broke off, and it is completely just like totally dead. So that's why when I am cutting this, I need to make sure that I'm going up to where it's nice and green and not dead. So for example, where is it? Right here. See how it looks kind of green in the middle, in the center of the actual, like inside the branch itself. Okay. Just like the other one, I'm going to dip it in here inside the rooting hormone. powder. It's gonna be too much. I'm gonna shake it off the excess. I'm gonna take my finger and make a little hole right here. Put it in there, cover it back up, and then just kind of tighten up the soil, push it in, just nice and tight around it. And there you have it. Now this one right here, this one's really low. I don't like it touching. I'll keep my eyes on it. I don't like it touching the leaves because sometimes it can grow fungus. So now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cover it with a plastic bag. I'm going to put it in this tray to catch the water. Then I'm going to spray it. Whoops. And I'm going to do this like 3 times a day to make sure that it doesn't dry up. And then I'm going to cover it with a plastic bag. The reason for that is because I want to create some sort of like greenhouse effect where it is nice and moist. And for now this will do, but as the plant gets taller, then I'm going to have to make this. Okay. Actually, this isn't going to work. I need a bigger bag. Hold on. Okay, I couldn't find one that's a better size. This is super huge, but it's okay. So all I'm going to do is actually just put it inside. I need 2 hands, so I'm going to put it on pause. Okay, so I'm just going to put it in here. And I want to make sure that the soil is wet. Now I like to do this. Just pour a little bit of water in here to make sure that the bottom of the soil, the bottom of the container is soaked thoroughly. Spray it a little bit more. And then I'm gonna just cover this up. But the key is to keep it out of the sun. Okay, I'm going to use these little clamps. See? These are used to tie the bottom of like a table cover. Like when you go on a picnic, you're just going to tie the table cover to the picnic table so stuff doesn't fly away. That's all it is. Okay? And every day I'm going to mist it for 3 times, around 3 times a day, just to make sure that everything is wet, moist. As I said before, the Daphne does not like to have anything with their feet wet. And once it gets roots, I'll make another video and see how it worked out. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, leave a comment, and thanks for watching. Okay, have a great day.